Hello, my name is Victoria, and today I will be talking a little about the simple past tense. What is it? Well, the simple past tense is a verb tense used to talk about actions that started and have been finished in the past. It could be the distant past, like 2 years ago, or the recent past, like yesterday. So you might say, I played volleyball last week, or I traveled to France last year. It doesn't matter. But we must always have in mind the action, the time in which the action occurred, even though we don't have to explicit it in our sentence. Okay, now to begin, as you can see in the handout, we have to remember in the English language we have the regular and the irregular verbs, and to conjugate the regular verbs in past simple form is pretty easy. All we have to do is add ed to the ending of the verb. So I put a few examples there. The word work becomes worked. The verb want, that becomes wanted. Look becomes looked. Live becomes lived. And there's a small observation here. For the regular verbs that end in an E, we only add a D. So the word live becomes lived. And for verbs that end in a Y preceded by a consonant, the Y becomes an I, and then we add a D. So the word spy becomes spied. Okay. For the irregular verbs, there is no easy way out, really. We have to memorize them. The irregular verbs don't follow a set pattern, so they must be learned individually. I put a little picture with some commonly used irregular verbs. So we have become, that in past simple becomes became. We have break, that becomes broke. Bring, that becomes brought, and so on. Now that we have that in mind, how do we structure sentences in past simple form? Well, I put a few schemes there. So for the affirmative form, we have subject plus verb in past tense plus object. So we say, I worked yesterday, for an example. Or you closed the door. She ate an entire cake by herself. He taught English. For the negative sentences, we have the subject plus did plus not or didn't plus the verb plus the object. So we say, I didn't want to come over last night, or you didn't bring me anything. He did not like the show. Here we don't have to use the verb in past tense since we are already indicating we're talking about the past when we use the word did. And how do we ask questions in the past simple form? Well, we have did plus the subject plus the verb plus the object. So, did you listen to music last night? Did he feel awkward at the party yesterday? Did she buy groceries last week? And that's pretty much it for the past simple. And thank you and good night.